The tests are part of a police investigation into Mr Smith's death, with fears officers may have used excessive force when arresting him shortly before he died. Lorna Ramsey has this report.
Happy birthday to you!
It's Justin Smith's 6th birthday today, and it's on occasions like this that his father's absence is felt so keenly. Stuart Smith, who was 37, died a month ago from a suspected drugs overdose. But his family haven't been able to lay him to rest yet. Last week they were forced to halt his funeral when police stopped the hearse as it made its way through Colchester. Police officers redirected the hearse to the mortuary so extra tests could be carried out on his body. They suspected he may have been subjected to excessive force when he was arrested 3 days before he died.
It's bad enough losing someone, and then having to arrange a funeral. That's even worse. And then getting it stopped. That sounds unexplainable. It's dreadful. And then I had to tell my 5 kids that we can't say bye to Daddy.
Nicola tells me Stuart had been addicted to heroin in the past, but had been clean for 18 months. He was arrested in Colchester town centre on September the 14th on suspicion of making threats to kill. The arrest was caught on CCTV. The police say investigations are continuing into Mr Smith's arrest and death, although tests had not revealed evidence of an assault. The hearse was stopped here in Abbots Road as it was making its way to Nicola's house, which is on the other side of town. Police took Stuart's body to the mortuary at Colchester Hospital, where it remains today. Essex Police say senior officers have met with the family. In a statement, they added, one officer is on restricted duties and another has been suspended while inquiries continue. The incident has been referred to the Independent Police Complaints Commission and they are carrying out a supervised investigation. Furthermore, Essex Police will be paying for all the costs associated with the cancellation of the funeral. But to Stuart's family, it isn't about the money. Stuart and Nicola were planning on marrying next month, but now she has to face organising another funeral for him. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News, Colchester.
Well, next tonight, Liberal Democrat Dave Hodgson has won the race to become Bedford's new directly elected mayor.
He beat his Conservative rival Parvis Actor into second place by polling almost 2,000 more votes.
4 of the 6 original candidates were knocked out in the first count, with Mr Hodgson winning after a count of voters' second preferences. Well, Neil Bradford has been at the count at Bedford Corn Exchange and joins us now. Neil, perhaps not the result everybody was expecting.
Well, on paper, this should have been a Conservative victory if the national opinion polls are to be believed. The Liberal Democrats came from 3rd place at the last mayoral elections to take this prize. So a setback for David Cameron's party, who are trying to prove that they are a government in waiting, and a breakthrough for the Liberal Democrats. That said, you shouldn't read too much into these results. It is a unique set of circumstances. Bedford is one of only 12 local authorities to have a directly elected mayor. And for the past 7 years, that's been the independent Frank Branston. And that was reflected in the results today, with the 2 independent candidates polling more than Labour. The Liberal Democrats have every reason to celebrate. Dave Hodgson has become one of the most powerful members of the party. He's now in charge of a multi-million-pound budget. Party leader Nick Clegg was one of the first to congratulate him.
You must be so pleased.
Yeah, I'm worried.
Yeah. You've actually got some real power to get to fix things now. I know.
The bookies had always predicted this would be a 2-horse race between the Conservatives and the Liberal Democrats, and by lunchtime came the confirmation.
And the number of first preference votes given to each candidate were as follows.
The first preference vote knocked out all other candidates, leaving Labour in 5th place behind the Greens. Their candidate, James Valentine, polling less than 3,500 votes. Here's not much left for Valentine in Bedford.
Well, it was a disappointing result. There's no hiding it. Labour are always going to be the back markers, I guess. If you look at the vote share in the June elections and the European elections, we were a long way behind the Conservatives and the Liberal Democrats. So I guess that's what I expected.
The Labour candidate was later conspicuous by his absence at the declaration of the second preference vote, which left Dave Hodgson a majority of just over 2,000 to his Conservative opponent. You must be disappointed. Very close run thing.
Mixed emotions, really. I'm disappointed. It was close, but delighted at the response I've got from people here. They didn't know a great deal about me. Relatively unknown, relatively new in politics, and there's a tremendous amount of trust to put in somebody who's come out of nowhere.
For Dave Hodgson, the celebrations will continue into next week when he turns 50. But before that, there's the small matter of his new job, which he starts on Monday. Well, I'm delighted to say that Dave Hodgson, the new Mayor of Bedford, joins me now. Dave, first of all, you start your new job on Monday. What's the first thing you're going to do for this town?
Got to set a budget that actually balances the books and actually doesn't cut frontline services. Try and actually keep council tax down to 0% increase if we possibly can.
Now, this job comes with a sizable salary. Frank Branson, of course, famously didn't take it. Are you going to take that salary?
I actually think Frank did take the salary. Yes, I will be taking the salary, but I've never claimed expenses and I won't be claiming any expenses.
Now, Frank Branson, of course, was a character. He epitomised the role of Mayor of Bedford, fought for it. A very big character here in Bedford. Some big shoes to fill.
Indeed, but there's plenty of things to do, and he left a lot of things that he wanted to finish and a lot of ideas I've got to outfit the town as well.
OK, Dave Hodgson, the Mayor of Bedford, congratulations once again and thank you for joining us this evening. Now, Dave Hodgson, of course, took over halfway through the late Frank Branston's role as Mayor of Bedford. Therefore, he will serve as Mayor for another 18 months before there'll be another mayoral election here in the town.
OK, Neil Bradford, Mayor Hodgson, thank you very much indeed this evening. Right then, he's been dubbed Super Cop by his colleagues in Suffolk and has been praised for his dedication to the job.
Now, figures reveal that Sergeant Ali Livingstone, who's based in Ipswich, is Britain's most effective police officer.
In just 1 year, he made 524 arrests, way ahead of the second most prolific officer from Nottinghamshire on 393, and the third from Cumbria on 250. Well, what makes his achievement all the more astonishing is that the average police officer makes just 9 arrests every year. So how does he do it? Well, Victoria Webb's been finding out.
Sergeant Ali Livingstone lives and breathes his job. Those who know him would agree that there aren't many who are as dedicated to the profession. Between April last year and March this year, he made 524 arrests. That works out as more than 2 a day.
Compare that to the average rate for officers in England and Wales, which is 9 arrests a year. Sergeant Livingstone's clearly leading the way.
So what's his secret?
I think it's a combination of things, really. I've been fortunate enough to work in Ipswich for some time now, so I've got to know a lot of the people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I've also got to get to know a lot of people who we interact with, whether that's partner agencies, CCTV controllers, store detectives. And also I do have the knack, I think, that once I've dealt with someone or met them or seen a picture of them, I do normally remember their face.
Things all right with you?
Yeah. Sergeant Livingstone, who's now 27, joined the force at the age of 18. This was him on duty in 2004. Over the years, he's worked on drugs and firearms teams and has also been the Chief Constable's staff officer. But it's being a response sergeant that he enjoys most of all.
Shoplifting, public order offences outside nightclubs or at football matches, people who have failed to turn up at court. This year I arrested someone for murder, and that's the diversity of it. You never quite know what you will be dealing with. I come to work every day, I want to do the best that I can and I want to work hard. And if there's a consequence of that, I arrest lots of people and hopefully it makes a positive impact on the community, then all well and good.
Although Suffolk Police were unable to tell us how many of Ali's arrests ended with conviction, the part he plays in keeping the town safe is well noted amongst his colleagues. He's already on target to increase his average to more than 3 arrests a day. Criminals, be aware. Victoria Webb, Anglia News, Ipswich.